Hi, I'm Michelle Christ, and we are on Chapter 8 of Rock, Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. Powers start, effective enrollment and duplication. Once you have people joining your team, duplication is where the magic happens. When mastered, you begin to create additional profit centers that create many streams of income in your network marketing business. Duplication begins with effective enrollment, getting your new partner started powerfully, and teaching them how to do the same with their team. I realize that every leader may have slightly different systems, but the core principles of success in network marketing are the same. Stick with your team's system, and feel free to implement some of the following best practices as you build your team. Core systems include effective enrollment, connecting your new distributor to company and team tools and training, and then teaching them a sponsorship series that includes creating a list and reaching out to people on their list, and continuing to build their list. Systems are critical. When everyone marches to the beat of his or her own drum, it creates confusion. Why are many of the greatest franchises successful? They have a system they stick to so everyone is doing the same thing. Employees know how to operate. The customer finds comfort in knowing what to expect. Our business model is no different. You have a large group of people with many different backgrounds, so we need to teach them simple actions to take over and over again. It becomes turnkey, just like a franchise. Effective enrolling. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. You've got an excited prospect who's ready to get enrolled. What do? I believe good leadership and duplication start at the enrollment appointment. I like to set up an enrollment appointment with them where we walk through the application process together, either online or by paper form. I want them to experience the process, and I want to be there to make recommendations and answer their questions. When I sponsor someone, I am making a commitment to help them get off to a great start and to work closely with them during their first 30 days. I commit to being available for counseling and income-producing activity after that, three-way calls, event support, or coaching to help them achieve their next level in business. When we begin the enrollment process, I ask my new distributor which startup kit they decided on. This is my opportunity to highlight the features and benefits of the starter packages that contain products for personal use, samples, marketing materials, and training at the greatest savings available. It is my responsibility to share the value. I then enroll them in their monthly autoship and help them to get set up with their web page or website. This is important for you to maximize the bonus and commission structure of your company and to ensure they easily earn their consultant commissions and have their personal products conveniently delivered every month. When they finish their enrollment, I celebrate with them and congratulate them. I then walk them through their personal website and any company or team training sites that are available to them. I teach them how to enroll a new customer, a new consultant, and where to find all company and team training materials that is available to them. I give them the most important getting started documents and training so they don't have to dig. When we dive into a few action items, Number 1, we discuss their reason why. 2, we work on their product and business story to share on calls and at events. 3, we discuss immediate goals. What would they like to accomplish the first month? Are there any immediate bonuses or titles they should be running for based on our company's programs? I begin their first training sessions within 48 hours of enrollment. I focus on 2 things very heavily for their first month. 1, how to create their contact list and begin exciting and inviting. 2, launching their business with events. Creating a list and launching their business are 2 of the most critical activities for a new distributor to see great success immediately. Creating the list. On the first training call with my new distributor, we begin working on their contact list. We talk about how to create this list in a previous chapter. I walk them through a memory jogger, encouraging them to check the contacts in their phone, Facebook, or any invitation list they have. I ask them qualifying questions, such as, Who are the top 20 people on your dream team list? Tell me about them. Why did you choose them? I then share success stories of people their prospects may be able to relate to so they can share with them. We talk about how to approach their top prospects with language and these stories. This gives them the confidence to pick up the phone, and it also gives them a story to share. I then walk them through a sponsorship series which includes 1. We sit down to make the initial calls to contacts on their list. If my new consultant isn't local, we block time to do this over the phone. Having me by their side gives them a confidence and accountability. 2. They make the initial prospecting call, sharing their story and inviting their prospect to learn more from me. I'm new and I'm just getting started. I'd love for my partner Sarah to share more. Do you have a minute to chat with her? This will also help me to learn a great deal about how to share this, so you'll actually be doing me a great favor. Then they share my success story for validation. Number 3. Next, they make the invitation to the next exposure. If they are local, that could be a home business launch or next local meeting or event. If they are long distance, they can invite them on a call with me. Number 4. Prior to that, they send them information to review, their website, my video, or other company tools provided. Number 5. Then we have a 3-way call or meeting so they can learn more and so we can answer their questions. Sorry, phone call came in. Then we have a 3-way call or meeting so they can learn more and so we can answer their questions, handle objections, and ask for the order. If they went to a local meeting and do not sign up there, we set up a 3-way call to follow. We try to secure them as a consultant or distributor, customer, or connector who agrees to keep their eyes and ears open as referral sources. If they aren't ready to commit and need to research more, we schedule a time to follow up, send them more resources to review, and invite them to the next exposure. My goal is to give my new distributor confidence to reach out and those people on their list, share their story and the company story, and teach them to start inviting people to their events or these 3-way calls with me. I teach them about 3-way calls, why they are effective, and how to use them. Daily activity is the cure to what ails you. I then give them daily activity goals. Joe Rubino trains you to use a 3-2-1 method, which means 3 prospecting conversations per day, 2 follow-ups, and 1 call to a team member to help them take their business to the next level. My mantra is 5 calls a day keeps leads coming my way. One of our leaders, Marissa, takes it up a notch and trains her people to use the 5-3-2 method, which means 5 contacts per day, 3 follow-ups with prospects, and 2 calls to your team members. Considering she began earning a 6-figure income in a year alongside her full-time real estate career and young family, I'd say this is great advice. Whatever method, the idea is that daily activity, new activity, and follow-up activity is where the fortune is. To track their daily 5, they can use a spreadsheet if making calls, or keep track with 5 cards, samples, in their bag if they are going to be out and about networking that day. I want them to set up 3 calls with me in the next 48 hours. Again, we block time to make these calls together. I then set an immediate goal to get their first 10 customers on board and their first business partners in that first week. We all know people who support us. If we pick up the phone and said, "Hey, I started a new business and I'm up for my first promotion. I need a few really great orders. Would you be willing to try our award-winning products? You'll get great results and also help me in getting off to a great start." Helping your new distributor make their first promotion right away increases their belief and, of course, gives both something to celebrate together. That's the general idea of what I have my new distributors focusing on after their first training. Adding to their list, reaching out to people and invite them to learn more, and following up by inviting them to the next exposure. Next, I have them look at their calendar and begin thinking about their grand opening launch dates. Then we set our next training appointments and I stay in touch until then, asking them how it's going, who are their hottest prospects, and how I can support them in bringing them on board. In between the 2 training opportunities, it is my hope they will be reaching out to me to set up 3-way calls. Either way, the second training call allows me to follow up and either talk about how the calls are going, or if they haven't set one up, assess what the issues might be. Are they afraid? Do we need to refine and fix their language? Should we sit down and make the calls together? Are they not reaching people? Launching your new distributor strong. For your next formal training session, ask them how their contacts are going and who you can help them to bring on board. Then talk a little bit about goals and their grand opening launch events. Open your calendar and schedule at least 3 grand opening launch events right away, the first within 14 days. This is a great way to create initial interest and help them to quickly earn their ROI. If they are local, I help and follow up and follow the I do, we do, you do method. I do the first one for them while they take notes and learn. The second one we do together, and the third they do on their own. If they are long distance, I use Skype video chat to be involved. They hook up their computer to a TV or a screen and stream me in live to help present. Preparation is key to a successful event. I give them ideas on who to invite. I suggest they invite everyone on their list, local or not, as this gives them an excellent lead-in to call their friends and family later to say, I knew you wouldn't be able to attend my business launch from out of state, but I wanted to be sure and share my business with you. Do you have a few minutes for me to share more by phone? I teach them how to invite. I always recommend they send hard copies of invitations to everyone they know, as electronic invites can sometimes get lost. I also suggest they reach out to everyone with a phone call to share their excitement. A personal call of appreciation is very powerful and is a sure way to build a more successful event. I tell them to tell their friends and family I tell them to let their friends and family know about the grand opening of their business and how much it means to them that they're there. These events are typically done at home, and the company DVD does the talking while the new consultant, sponsor, and any other consultants there in attendance support the presentation with product and business testimonials. We also focus on a strong close. I teach them how to get orders and appointments set for those interested in hearing more about the opportunity. That's the focus of training topic 2. When you work with a new distributor, your job is to get them off to a fast start, help them earn ROI immediately, and be by their side that first 30 days. Check in often during those first 30 days by call, text, email, or Facebook to encourage them, remind them of their goals and reason why, and celebrate their little and big victories. Never forget what it felt like to make your first call, to get your first customer, or to sign up your first consultant. It is my goal to help them earn a first check they can be proud of, picking up as many bonuses and commissions as possible. Their first check is crucial as it determines whether they stick with you for month 2. I had 2 power partners, Marie and Janine, promote to the top of our pay plan in record-breaking time. When they joined me, we got them laser-sharp focused on the first company goal, to earn an iPad. We strategically worked together to get there by working their list and planning events for their local team. We also worked on helping their new partners get off to a fast start. When they reached their first goal, we then looked at the next goal, to earn a company trip. And again, we worked strategically together to achieve that goal. They are now at the top of our pay plan and working toward top-tiered incentives. We stayed focused on their goals, locked arms, and matched each other's effort and pace. Once your new distributor has learned the system, be sure you stay connected, and always be available for their income-producing activities, which include prospecting meetings and calls, and coaching for as long as they need you. But never do for them what they must do for themselves. Keep them plugged into the team meetings and calls. Give them ideas on how to continue building their list. Connect with an accountability partner. Encourage them to continue to do regular events. One of my personal partners, Prudy, was a $1 million earner for another network marketing company. She left her first company to build a medical spa. and came back to our profession to build with our company. She tells a story of when her volume was stagnant and she began to implement ongoing events with her team. She made herself available for all their events as they were income producing. Within a matter of months, she earned the company car and today is one of the top leaders in our company. She works with the willing, focuses on income producing activity with her team, calls and events, and keeps the rest plugged in. Staying connected with systems. How do you keep your team plugged in when you're working with your new distributors? As soon as you bring someone through the training process, you need to keep recruiting new people every month so there's always a balance. I can't stress enough the importance of regular, weekly, bi-monthly, or at least monthly meetings for your team to stay plugged in. These meetings can be events conducted in your home where your team learns how to invite their guests for a presentation or opportunity, which will then end with some sort of training. Leaders who understand duplication understand the power of regular meetings and events for their team. All a new distributor has to do is learn how to invite a person to a meeting and follow up after, which makes the process simple and duplicatable. This is how one of our top leaders, Natalia, created a groundswell in her market. She began implementing regular weekly meetings so that her team would duplicate quickly right out of the starting gate. When she was brand new, she and her partners would meet weekly in a church. Then they grew into a coffee shop, then a restaurant, then a small clubhouse, and then a larger clubhouse. Natalia began earning 6 figures within 6 months. Her market became one of the strongest in the company, and now their meetings can attract more than 400 people. She's a $1 million earner today. She attributes much of that success to having a simple local support system in place when new distributors could easily invite guests, get trained, and grow. And this fostered quick duplication and growth. She kept it simple for everyone. How smart! If your team is long distance, teach them how to establish this system locally. You can host calls and trainings by phone as your team grows. When I began my business, I hosted weekly calls to our entire team plugged into. Sunday nights began with a 15-minute opportunity call. We took a break for 15 minutes, and then we had a 30-minute training session where different leaders trained on the best practices they could implement that week. Plugging in on a national level. Regular meetings start small, but they feed into the big national events like Super Saturday, trainings, leadership summits, and of course, company conventions. Leaders understand the importance of these events and how to promote them, not just announce them to their team. These big events are like leadership school for our profession. It is where business builders are created. Teachers go to educational school, while network marketing professionals attend conventions and big corporate and team events. Leaders never miss an event. These events are where confidence and skill are built through top training from field leaders, and belief is built through outstanding recognition programs and excitement. Minds are made up at these big events. A hobby becomes a career. When you hear of a big event, take on a leadership role. First, sign up yourself, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Whatever you do duplicates. Then begin promoting the event to your team. Don't just announce them, share your experience and other leaders' stories of what happened to their business after attending the major events. Tell your team how their business will benefit. You'll notice that major promotions happen before and after these big events because of the excitement and skills that come as a result of attending. What does that mean for you? Bigger growth in your business. Remember, your team goes if you go. And the more people on your team that go, the bigger your check will grow. Have fun with this. You can also create your own fun experiences for your team as it grows. This creates culture, which is the glue that holds your team together. Friendships are what keep people in business when there are distractions in life. Set up parties, barbecues, quarterly recognition events, and team get-togethers at convention or retreats. A team who plays together stays together. As your team grows, so will your leadership. It is important that you decide today what kind of leader you want to be and what kind of culture you want to create for your team. Always remember, whatever you do will duplicate, starting today.